Yeah, hi friends. My name is Sudip Chandan and welcome back to my channel Energy Environment Education. Friends, I believe you might have already started preparing for the examination, that is Energy Manager exam or Energy Auditor exam, whichever exam you're taking this year. And I believe you might have already downloaded all the books available online, and you might have already started going through the different chapters in the four books. So also I believe you might have gone through my some videos that I've already uploaded on different chapters, and also I'm going to upload in few the coming few days. So I believe you have gone through the videos and you might have liked the videos, the tips that I'm giving on different videos that I'm preparing for you friends. This particular video is basically is dealing with a very important topic, that is the objective questions, which are really important for you to understand because in repeatedly I have been telling you, and today also I'm going to tell you specifically on objective questions why these are important for you and important tips related to objective type questions which you are going to face in the coming exams from friends. So, as for my knowledge, as per my belief, objective type questions are very important for you to understand because at least if you want to crack the qualify the this exam, so you must be very much good enough to solve maximum number of objective type questions in limited time. So these are the important tips I'm going to present before you, friends. Hope these tips may help you to prepare your exam in a better way and solve the objective type questions in the coming exams, friends. So let's start the video, friends. Now the first tip is to read the chapters thoroughly. Friends, it's very important to read the different chapters in the four books very thoroughly because you may not be knowing which part of the chapter is important. I mean, where the objective type questions may come from. So you may have to read the entire chapter thoroughly, line by line, and also mark those. Highlight those important points that you feel is important as far as the examination is concerned, where the objective question can come in the examination. So you need to read the same chapter again and again. Make it a habit of reading the chapters. You may download the chapters in your mobile also, and you can go through the chapters whenever you get time, friends. It's not only reading once or twice. Repeatedly, you have to read it because line by line, if you go through, you will see that number of points are coming up which are very relevant for your examinations, which are very important for your examinations, and objective type questions comes from those points only, friends. So you have to go through the entire chapter again and again, such that you get a fair idea of the important points from the chapter which are relevant for examination, friends. So the first tip is to go through the chapter, read chapters thoroughly, not once, number of times. Whenever you get time, you read the chapters, and please download the chapters on your mobile such that you can go through them whenever you get time during your working hours. Also, you can go through them easily, friends. This is the first tip to start reading chapters. Even if you feel difficult, you can skip those chapters at least for the time being. Start reading the first of all the easier chapters which are more easy to understand for you, which are your comfort area. Those chapters you first deal with, read them thoroughly again and again, and slowly once you get the habit of reading those chapters line by line, then you can go to the those chapters which are more tough for you to understand. So once you read, maybe the first time once you read it, you may not be able to understand some points, you may skip it, but slowly once again, twice, thrice, four times, if you do the same thing, you'll slowly start understanding the concepts, and even you will be better understanding those things, and you'll also understanding the important points which can become in the examination, friends. So the first tip is to read the chapters thoroughly as much times possible, friends. Now the second tip is to practice. Basically, there are a number of objective questions which comes from the chapter where the practice is required. Practice in the main, why I am saying practice, because first thing, as far as the first tip, you have to go through the chapters again and again, read it as much possible times. That is the first tip I told you. In the second tip, I'm saying about the practice because there are a lot of questions nowadays coming in the examination which are formula based questions. I mean, you'll see less theory part, more of the numerical based questions even in the objective type question, friends. So why I'm saying this to practice is learn the formulas, important formulas that are present in each and every chapter of the books, So go through the chapters, uh, check which are the important formulas for you, and those formulas you mug up, learn those formulas, write it down somewhere, and then you start practicing the formulas, because basically the operator questions, basically they ask you the straightforward questions based on the formula based questions, I mean saying. So any numerical you'll get in an operator question will be only formula based. So those questions are number of questions nowadays coming in the examination where only formula based questions are asked as a numerical questions in the operator type questions, friends. So basically what I'm suggesting you to learn all the formulas, practice those formulas, and the numericals which are based on those formulas, that also you practice. Also you can practice the old questions. If you have the question bank with you, last 5 years or 10 years question bank with you, go through all the objective type questions which have been asked, because you see at least 40-50% of the questions are same to same which have been asked earlier. So those questions will get repeated in the examination. So around 40% something you get the same type of questions as an objective type questions. So those objective type questions you can get the idea once you revise the old set of questions, friends. Also, graphs and charts are important. I mean, a lot of questions in the objective type questions are asked based on the graphs and the charts which are given in the book. So you need not learn all the charts and graphs, but at least you should know the have some ideas on the different graphs and charts which are presented in different chapters in the books, friends. So these are the important points, and you need to practice it again and again, so that you I mean get accustomed to these formulas and these I mean numericals, is possible numericals and all this. So this will help you to solve the objective questions easily, friends, in limited time. The third point is the time management, friend. For solving the objective type questions, the most important thing is the time management, because problem happens when you start solving the objective type questions in the examination, friends. You feel short of time. I mean, you invest more time on this objective type questions, and then the remaining question like the short answer type questions and the long answer type questions, also numericals. For those, you to get less time. I mean, you spend more time on objective questions, and then for those questions which are very bulky which takes too much time, for those you have less time then. So it's better to spend less time on operator questions and more time on those questions, and for that you need to practice it hard. I mean, practice in such a way that you solve at least maximum questions or maximum operator questions in very limited time. So if you see the first three papers, basically you should not invest more than half an hour, even if it is 3 hours exam. So keep 2.5 hours for the short answer type questions, long answer type questions, and the numerical based questions. So basically, for 2.5 hours, you must keep for those questions, and half an hour only you should invest on the objective type questions. And now the problem is like basically what happens when you start solving the objective questions, you take too much time, and maybe you will take at least 1 hour in solving all the objective questions. So now you have been left with only 2 hours for the rest of the questions. Now when once you start solving the numerical based questions and the short answer type question and long answer type questions, so you get less time to solve those questions, and what happens finally is you leave those questions, and I mean you are not able to complete all the questions, solve all the questions in the time period that is allotted as of 3 hours, basically, friends. So what I'm suggesting is the third tip is to invest minimum time on the objective questions. So basically you should focus that at least half an hour should be enough for you. uh, Try to solve all the objective type questions within half an hour, and keep 2.5 hours for the rest of the questions, that is short answer type or the long answer type questions or the numerical based questions. This will really help you to solve maximum number of questions in the limited time, friends. So this is a tip number three, friends. The time management is very important, and for this time management, what is important is you have to practice it hard. You have to go through the books chapters again and again. This is the first tip, and second tip is relevant there. So if you want to follow the third tip, for that you have to invest more and focus more on the first two tips that I have given you, friends. So all these three tips are related to each other. And the fourth tip is to find the mark the correct answer. The problem is like suppose number of times what happens, you incorrectly mark the wrong answer, even if you know the correct answer, friends. And second thing is you do not highlight the answer correctly. Maybe suppose A, B, C, D. A is the correct answer for you. So what you do is you highlight with your pencil or pen, but it's not done properly, so it's not readable. So you do not get the marks for that particular answer, friends. So that is the first thing is you have to mark it in a proper way. Second thing is like you have to mark the correct answer. Although you know the correct answer, in hurry what you do, you mark the wrong answers, and this way lose the marks. So you have to practice for that very hard, because number of time what happens when you start marking those answers in the answer sheet, so it takes too much time for you, and or you may not be able to correctly mark it, or maybe incorrectly you mark the wrong answer, friends. So this is requires a lot of practice. So that's what I'm saying. Before I mean if you see the first three tips, what I've tried to say, first of all, read all the I mean chapters thoroughly so that you get a fair idea, and you do not spend too much time thinking on the right answer. You get instantly you get the correct answer on your mind, and you do not spend too much time thinking about it. Second tip, I said practice. When I'm saying practice, I'm saying because you need to practice the even the objective question also, friends, and this also is part of it, because you have to practice the marking of these answers on the answer sheets. So this thing will help you to, I mean, spend less time, and highlight the important, I mean, the correct answer correctly, and also you will not make many mistakes while answering those questions. And the also important point is, like, suppose you can mark the answers in the I mean pattern. What I'm saying, trying to say, like, suppose if you know all the answers, first of all solve all the answers first of all on the question paper itself. You mark all, stick with all the answers on the question paper, and then you sit with the highlighting all this, I mean answering all this question on the answer sheet. Or sometimes what happens basically, you solve first question, then you mark it here, second question, then you mark it here. So in this way what happens, sometimes in hurry you mark the wrong answers. So what I'll suggest you, first of all mark all the answers in the question paper only itself, and then you start highlighting it on the answer sheets one by one, friends. So this will not only save your time, and also will help you to mark the answers correctly, and also will not I mean mistake you, I mean not will not be mistaken, and you will not be incorrectly marking the wrong answers in hurry, friends. So you have to manage the time also. So third tip also comes in here. With this you will be following all the first three tips that I've told you, that is reading the books chapters thoroughly. Second thing, practicing the chapters and the numericals, practicing all this marking, how you mark the answers on the answer sheets. Those things also you should practice, and this will also help you to time manage and management of time. That's the third tip I told you, friends. So all the three tips now is related to the fourth tip. So answering this objective questions very important. The way you answer is will help you to manage your time also, friends. So this is the fourth tip that I'm sharing with you, friends. And now the fifth difference. Basically, what happens when you start marking the answers on the answer sheets? So a lot of guys I have seen, I mean, they have started, they mark it with the help of pen. So I'll suggest you not to mark those answers with the help of pen, although it will be easier for you to mark with pen. But sometimes what happens if you wrongly, even if you know the correct answer, and if you wrongly mark the wrong answer, in that case, what happens, you will not be able to again correct it. So if you use the pencil instead, you can rub it and you can again mark the correct answer, friends. So I'll suggest you to go with the pencil and not with the pen. So when even if you want to mark it with a black pen, even then I'll suggest you to go with the HB pencil, not to use a black pen in the exam. So number of people I have seen who are practicing this habit of marking with a black pen. So I would suggest you not to go with the black pen. Rather you start you practice with the uh, HP pen, and even in the exam also you mark the answer sheets for the objective questions with the help of HP pencil only, friends. This is a fifth tip for solving of objective questions, friends. And to save the time, you need to practice it before, I mean prior to sitting the exam. You need to practice all those answers, highlighting the answers beforehand only, so that you get accustomed to marking those questions and answers in the exam, friends. This will help you to manage the time also, and you will not making any mistakes while answering the while highlighting the answer sheets, and also the answers which you highlighted, if you mark it, will be properly marked. So you need to have some practice, and you have to also manage the time. So time skill management also is important for you to understand, friends. So fifth tip is also related to all the four tips that I've told you, friends. So this is the fifth tip. Now let's see the sixth tip, friends. And the sixth tip is to carry the assets. Basically, you may think it's not a very relevant topic for you, or maybe not so much important for you to carry the assets what I'm talking about here. But you will not believe, friends, number of times it happens where the you will see the where the examiners are running here and there and asking others for the different assets like you have a pencil or maybe for sharpeners or for rubbers. So it's very important for you to check before you appear for the exam that all these assets are in place and you carry with you during the examination, friends, and you need not ask other guys because other guys will not be helping you because you start the exam. This is the objective questions comes in the first half only, and so in that case nobody is going to share you the assets with their assets with you, and also even the examiner will be they may not be entertaining you with all these support friends. So in that case, you may be asked to leave the examination hall if you practice all these activities. So better not to, waste your time on asking sharpeners or pencils or anything erasers from the any other examinees who are sitting near to you. And also so first of all you need to understand that all the assets are very important, may not be looking so much important for you right now, but when you miss these assets in the examination hall, so you'll see how much trouble it creates for you, friends. So it's very important to carry all these assets and check it, please check it twice thrice before you appear for the exam, before you go to the examination hall, friends. So these assets, carrying these assets are very important, and this is the sixth tip I'm sharing with you because these assets are very much important if you want to solve the objective question, friends. Otherwise, even if you know the answers of all the objective questions or maximum answers, you know, even then if you don't have the assets you may lose time also, and this will help you this is not to help you to crack the exam, friends. So this management of assets is very important. Please carry all the assets and check it twice thrice before you go for the examination, friends. And the seventh and the last tip I'm sharing you, friends, to please subscribe my channel and also view the different videos that I'm sharing you, because if you are going through the videos, you are also getting the ideas of the different objective questions which are important for you. Because when I'm saying that objective questions are very much important for you as far as the examination concerned, so I'm asking you to read the books. So either you can read the books or also you can view my videos where I'm already sharing the different important topics and highlighting all the important topics for you to understand. So if you know those topics and beforehand, so it will help you to go through the books also, different chapters also easily. So that's why I'm saying to please view my videos. There I'm sharing all the important tips, all the important questions and relevant for you to understand, which are important for you to understand for the examination point of view. So those things you will get there in my videos. So please watch my videos, and for different chapters I'm sharing, and also I will be making in coming days number of videos on different chapters, and also for numerical based questions, which are the different numericals which have come in early examination also and going to come. Those things also I'll be sharing in different videos that I'm going to make, friends. So please subscribe my channel. This is the seventh tip I'm sharing with you, that if you either you can read all the chapters, go and again thoroughly, but if you don't get too much time, so you can go through my videos also. This will also help you to time manage, also will help you to understand which are the relevant important points for you to understand for examination point of view. So once you go through the videos, you'll get the ideas, and this idea will help you to read the chapters more easily, and you'll also build up your concepts, and then you can it will save your time also, and you will be better prepared for the examination, friends. This is the seventh tip that I'm sharing with you, and hope these tips will help you to prepare your examination in a better way. And it's not that these are the final tips. In the coming days I'm going to share more tips with you, friends, different type of tips with you, friends, which are relevant, which will really be helping you to crack the exam, friends. So I hope these tips will help you anyhow, and my effort will somehow help you to crack the exam, friends.